How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Jody Geek. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight we're going to be talking toys and games. So I can't do it alone. So as ever, I've got the fantastic three with us. Four of all together. So let's start off with good old James T. How are you doing, mate?
Ayo!
Ayo indeed. How are you? Are you well?
I'm a bit sad, man. Last of Us is over. What do I do with my life now?
I've watched it today, James. I've got lots to say on it. So looking forward to your live show later in the week. But yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Are you ready to talk toys?
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Toys and games. Next, we've got good old Hydra Collectibles. How are you doing, Luke?
I'm good. I'm a little bit sad too.
Oh, bless you. Why? What's the matter?
Well, because The Last of Us is finished.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought you just meant in general. Do you know what I mean? Right. Okay. Because of The Last of Us. Yeah. Good stuff. And finally, just kind of riding off the massive success of his first ever live show last night, we've got Comic Lad Simon. How are you doing?
Yo, I'm alright, man. How are you?
Very good. Is that your new intro, Simon?
Yeah, yo.
Oh.
Hang on. I don't think we appreciate it. Let's do it again.
No, it's ew.
Next, we've got good old Comic Lad Simon.
Yo.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I like that. You can keep that one, Simon. That's good. How are you, mate? Are you well?
Yeah, I'm really well. Actually, I'm happy because I keep watching the clip of James falling over from last night's show.
Man, I was so scared. I thought I smashed my phone
is
screen. But it's just like screen protector. Thank God. Now I have to replace.
You just got that recently.
I got it like in December. But I have to replace the screen protector now because it's got like a crack on it and everything. But I was terrified that I broke the phone. I was like, oh no. That's what happens when you dig into the Heineken.
Yeah. Do go back and watch Simon's show from last night because it was great fun. I found it very interesting, Simon, learning a lot about anime that I didn't know before and things like that. So thank you for that. But like you say, it was hilarious watching James fumble around with his internet and drop his phone and things like that. So good stuff. Good stuff. Right, chaps, we've got lots to get through tonight. So let's just quickly jump to the comments and see who we've got. We've got good old StreamYard. Thank you for joining. Quack. That was a very dramatic quack, James. I
was a bit late on it there, so I just.
But it was good. It was good. Better late than never. We've got good old Fuzzy. Fuzzy saying, sorry, you can't watch live. You'll catch it later on. Thank you very much, Fuzzy. Always do appreciate you popping in. We've got Phil from Phil's Nerdiverse. Phil is now one of us. So he has purchased his, I want to say first hot toy, but I think it might be two now. I think he's pre-ordered two. And Phil's gone all in. He's not started off at the small potatoes. He's gone for an in-art figure, which are the premiere figures. So congrats, Phil.
Did he go for again?
We've got good old Ian Carter. Thank you very much for joining, Ian. Always nice to see you. And we've got GP Venom. Thanks for joining, Pete. Right, so let's crack straight on, guys. We've got lots to get through tonight. Let's just find me banners and things so we can make a start. So like I say, tonight we're going to be covering a whole host of stuff. As usual, we're going to be covering 1/6 scale figures, smaller scale figures, some vintage toys, and video game news. So lots to get through. But as ever, we will start off with our 1/6 scale section. Okay, lots to talk about in terms of 1/6. Before we get into that, Phil's just jumped in there saying he's ordered two so far.
So far.
He's got Aragorn on the Lord of the Rings, the in-art one, like I say, which is a stunning figure, and Terminator. So he's picked up one of the Terminator figures. Again, fantastic, Phil. We'll have to get you on the show to show those off. So I just wanted to mention these. This is the Trapjaw figure from the Mondo Masters of the Universe line. This is a stunning figure. It came up on a 48-hour kind of buy-in window. As you know, I had to buy it, so I've picked this one up. It's an absolute stunner. I cannot wait to get a hold of it. And this will go with my ever-growing Mondo collection. The only Mondo one I've not got at the moment that I want from what they've released is the Merman. So if anybody knows any Merman figures out there, do let us know. Luke, you've jumped on some of these, one of these Mondo figures, haven't you? Which one have you picked up?
Only one. I've gone for the Battle Cat.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. Are you not going to be tempted to get the Panthro as well?
No. just from a cost perspective, I do like my Battle Cat collection. I've got one of every Battle Cat that's ever been released in retail from the original all the way through to present day. So it just seemed right that I would get this one. I don't think I could afford to get a Panther as well.
Yeah, because they're not cheap, are they? They're not cheap. I mean, I just like the amount of accessories this guy comes with. And I've recently picked up the Skeletor figure, and I think it's probably one of my favorite figures I've got. They are stunning. So yeah, very pleased to have that in the collection. This is interesting. So this is the Clint Eastwood collection, Legacy collection from Sideshow. This is out in March. Not a figure I would particularly pick up myself, but I was quite impressed with the head sculpt. I know there are some big Clint Eastwood fans out there. What do you guys think of this one?
Looks nice. I'm not like hugely attached to Clint Eastwood or his movies, but if that's your thing, man with no name, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think it's just a cool cowboy figure, really, if anything.
Is that a rock in his hand?
I think so, Sam. I think it's from the movie. Is it The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? I'm not sure what the relevance is, but yeah,
Okay.
It's one of the accessories you get with it. But yeah, pretty nice figure. Not one I would pick up, but I do know that I know Clint Eastwood has a strong place in a lot of collectors' hearts. So yeah, interesting figure. Ooh, this is sexy. So this is from Hot Toys. This is obviously from the She-Hulk show, and this is the yellow costumed Daredevil. I was very tempted to jump on this. I have to say, I very, very nearly picked this one up. But
do you have a red Daredevil, Pete?
I haven't. So there is a red Daredevil figure from the Netflix series, which is quite a pricey figure now.
It's absurd. I've seen some of the prices on it.
And I've looked at getting that one on a few occasions. But I don't know. The problem with waiting is, I guess I was going to wait until the Daredevil TV show comes out. But then after that, you're probably waiting a year, 2 years before Hot Toys
100%.
Yeah. Is he not in the same costume in this Daredevil series? Is he not going to be the same?
Don't know yet, Simon.
I don't think so. It'll be a fully red. Like every season of that show, every appearance of this character, it's going to be a slightly different suit. So I think they'll probably go. Yeah, we'll get a double D on his chest at some point.
Will we get a Punisher as well? Do you think?
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, that would be tremendous.
Bernthal with the white gloves.
You're obsessed with those bloody gloves. But yeah, I think this is a lovely figure. This is a one that I've got my eye on. I think I'll not pre-order it, but if it comes out and it looks as good as it does here, I might pick it up. Unless I find a decent priced red suit Daredevil, in which case I'll pick that up instead. James, I'm going to need you to talk Star Wars to us. These guys have been announced. Bad Batch, I believe. Yeah.
Bad Batch. Simon is more familiar, I think, with Bad Batch than I am, so he might be better to take this character. But he's one of the clones. I assume one of the team, is he? One of the main?
Yeah, what is Tech? Yeah, he's one the tech guy and everything. He's
thanks for that. Yeah. I mean, there's a clue there, isn't there, in the name, I guess.
One thing I love about these figures, though, is that it's like a realistic take on the animated character.
Yes.
And I always love seeing that, it lets you know what they would look like if they were in a movie.
Pretty cool, not for me. But Simon, would you pick something like this up?
If I collected, obviously, I've got all the Bad Batch in the Black Series Hasbro, so I would definitely get the full. Once you get one, you have to get all five. So
there's no use. Again, another one.
Yeah, Wrecker. you've got Wrecker there, so yeah, he's really cool. He's like the big,
the
muscle of the group.
Yeah.
Muscle man. I do like figures. I like the accessories and things you get with them. I guess if you're a Bad Batch collector or a Star Wars collector, they might be on your list. Pretty cool collectibles together. James.
Yes. I mean, I'm so close to getting this just for that BD unit there. Just a little 1/6.
Right. Which one's the BD unit's the one with
the little one
squarey looking head?
Yeah. So it's BD 72, but it's it's the droid that you're with in Girls.
It's the one that you're let with. It go, mate. Let it go.
I think it's BD-11 or something is your kind of companion in Jedi Fallen Order.
Same type though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same kind of model of droid. So I have a really deep attachment. Probably my favorite droid type. Yeah. So tempted to pick this and sell the other two and just keep him,
Yeah.
And this R5 unit is obviously in the new Mandalorian series. So
yeah, he's in the Mandalorian, but he's also from the original, from A New Hope. It's the bad motivator. He's got a bad motivator. Is it? Yeah. Right. So this was the droid that Luke could have bought instead of R2.
Right, got you,
Mhm.
got you. Yeah, interesting little set, little 3-pack there. Again, not for me, but I know the Star Wars collectors out there love the droids. So
I
I'm
would
sure
assume that they're going to do a Peli at some point because the set would be to go with her. You know,
I mean, that was just a word, James. A Peli?
Peli's the like mechanic woman.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Has to be,
yeah, got you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I assume they're
I'd
going
want-
to do one of her.
The trouble is, I'd want a few pit droids if you got her. You see, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like James says, I wonder if people will buy this set and then they'll split them and sell them off. You might get a few of them on eBay coming up, I guess.
Exactly.
This is sexy. So this is the new Batman figure from Hot Toys. This is just come out on pre-release on pre-order. Sorry. Obviously, they did the '89 Batman a few years back, which I've picked up. This is a kind of a retooled version. Got a couple of different mouth sculpts. Comes with that tremendous base. They've changed the texture of the costume a little, and they've changed the cape. You get very similar. In fact, I think they're all pretty much the same accessories with it. But yeah, it's a very, very sexy figure. Anybody interested in picking this one up?
I take a no.
It,
Honestly,
again,
it looks stunning. You know, I think you could do a cool like.
if I could afford it and if I had the space, I would have
Exactly,
all
yeah,
of
yeah.
them. It's just a simple fact that I just don't collect 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
Mhm. Me too. But
I mean, this is a stun figure.
that scenery is really nice, isn't it? Like
it is, yeah. And that's one of the I haven't jumped on this, and I'm not going to get this because I've got the original, but I do like that gargoyle scene. That said, I have pre-ordered something sexier to display my Batman with, which is this beast.
ooh, yes.
I mean,
So
you're
this
like a
is
buck
the
eater, I can
'89
eat you.
Batmobile. I resisted for all of, I don't know, 2-3 minutes before pulling the trigger on this and putting my pre-order in. This is absolutely phenomenal. I have no idea, going back to Luke's point, where the shit I'm going to store this thing. I've got
You're
no
gonna make
idea
you're gonna
how
make
I'm
a
gonna
whole shelf for this bad boy and throw
Yeah.
Joker and Batman with him. Can you put him in it? I
Yeah,
assume you can.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
put
yeah.
them in it. It's got all kinds of pop-out features. You see on the top there of the car, the panels pop up and the guns come out like
Right.
they do in the movie.
Awesome.
It'd
the
be a bit of a
engines got light
waste.
effects.
Be a bit of a waste to put him in it, though, wouldn't it? Because then it would just
Yeah,
look
I'll
the
not be
same.
putting him in it, Luke. I'll be
Well,
standing.
you could do one of him like kind of hopping out of it or jumping in or something like that.
There's
That'd
that.
be
I
cool.
mean, it's a very classic pose, isn't it, from the movie and from the stills at the time where you got the Batmobile with Batman just stood next to
Yeah.
it. That's probably where I'm going to go for. I don't think I'll even display my '89 Joker with him. I think I'll just have Batman and the Batmobile. Yeah, very sexy.
I
Very
assume there's
feisty.
like flame like jet kind of flames.
Yeah,
and stuff like
it's
that,
got loads of lights and sounds on it and things like that. But yeah, it's a stunning piece. It is a re-release. They've released this before apparently. But yeah, I would be picking that one up.
It would be cool if you did have Batman in it, and then you had like one of the baddies, like Joker or someone on the bonnet trying to attack him or something. That would be a cool setup.
Straddling the Batmobile.
Yeah, because they did that with the Ben Affleck Batman, didn't he? Where he jumped on the bonnet, Joker, or it would be cool.
Yeah, that would look pretty good. And he's asking, what does everyone do with the spare bits and bobs that come with Hot Toys and don't use? I often wonder.
That's a great question.
So what I've got 4 little. If you go to B&M Bargains, Andy, you can get thin kind of toolbox things with movable sections inside them. So I've got 4 of those, and basically I just section all the hands and things out into those little boxes. I'm going to show them off in a video in the future. But yeah, that's how I store them all, so I don't have to kind of go backwards and forwards into boxes and things.
I leave them in the box. I'm lazy. I want to get like some Ziploc bags and just label them so I know which is which. But like, yeah.
I mean, I did have all of mine in the box, James. But when you've got so many boxes, and if you want to actually get to them, do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah,
so,
it's taking the sleeve off and then opening the panel. Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah. And Luke, what are you saying there? Tackle box, yeah, similar kind of things that I use.
Just responding.
Yeah. So that's the Batmobile, guys. Cannot wait to get that in my collection, but that'll not be for another year or two, I don't think. In-art Batman. This looks absolutely phenomenal. They've done some changes to the sculpt. They've kind of tweaked around with it a little bit to change the hairline and some of the facial features and things like that. There's loads of different options of how you can get this. So you can get kind of the rooted hair, a bit like the Joker, the non-rooted hair. You can get him as Bruce Wayne and all the rest of it. I don't like the film. Yeah.
Don't like? I didn't think you were that harsh on it.
but I've ordered this.
Have you really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah, I've pre-ordered. I haven't gone for the rooted hair. I've gone for the standard sculpt figure.
Yeah.
I just love the costume. I like the look of him more than anything. So I think what I'm going to end up having in my collection is kind of a multiverse of Batmans.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
got 4 or 5 now, I think. But yeah, stunning figure. These in-art figures look tremendous.
Peter,
So
may I ask, how easy is it to like take all like the armor off and then change the suits and stuff around on these things?
on this, I've got no
Yeah.
idea.
Oh.
This
Well,
isn't out yet, so no. It's the Bruce Wayne figure is a separate figure.
Yeah.
But in
Okay.
terms of the head sculpts and things like that, yeah, they're very easy to pop off.
Yeah.
Hands can sometimes be an absolute nightmare.
And the worst time I've ever had with a figure was swapping my like Ghost of Tsushima, like because the hand is like in a thing, so you pop it out and slide it. It's nearly impossible. Like I nearly tore the figure doing it.
Yeah.
So I just like, okay, this hand's going in. I'm just not touching this. This is his hand forever now.
Peter,
Yeah.
can we just show Ben's last comment there, please?
No.
It's
That's a lot. Why this
he
and not the
looks-
Hot Toys version though?
He does look sexy, doesn't he? He does look nice. I like the costume.
Yeah, but Michael
Um,
Keaton would should have been enough with the Batmobile, not this one.
Yeah,
I
but he
don't
wants
need
a
all-
he wants a
What's the different
multiverse of
Batman?
Batman.
Multiverse of
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah,
I don't see
absolutely.
a problem with that. Yeah.
You can get this. This is the bat sign to go with it. I'll not be picking that up, but it is quite nice. Now this, I've pre-ordered this. This is the Mars Toys Joker, the Caesar Romero version from the original Batman TV series to go with my multiverse of Batman because I've ordered the Adam West Batman and the Robin to go with them as well. This figure is now shipping, so hopefully I should have this within the next week or two. Some people have already received it, and it's stunning for a third-party figure. It looks absolutely amazing.
I hope he still has his moustache.
He does
Yeah,
look.
it looks like
So the moustache effect is still there on his face. It looks absolutely incredible. There's some prototype images come out of the original Riddler and Penguin figure as well, and apparently they're going to do Mr. Freeze. So if that is your thing, yeah, there's going to be a whole host of them. So I cannot wait to get my hands on them.
I think the classic Penguin would be the one I would be most tempted by.
Yeah.
The
The prototype
gentleman-
looks superb.
Gentleman Crook.
What's the
Looks
frame
very
for? Is that an actual episode where he has that?
Yeah. You have him holding the frame against his face.
Okay.
Yeah, it was from an episode. This is interesting. So this is just a little bit of news, really. These in-art figures have become obviously very popular. People are very, very excited by them. The Joker figure obviously being the first one out, and there's the rooted hair version and all the rest of it. Sold out very, very quickly. Sold out very quickly indeed, in fact. This came out earlier the week to say that Toys Buying Agent, which is one of the bigger kind of companies for getting these figures, had been let down by their supplier. So all of the people who'd ordered the in-art Joker were no longer going to get it from Toys Buying Agent. Now, bear in mind, this figure is sold out everywhere. I mean, that to me is not. I mean, you would be pretty pissed off, wouldn't you? Pretty
So
good.
this it's not quite the same because obviously it's not 1/6 scale, but this exact thing happened to me with the latest Jurassic Park line. An online retailer that we use here in the UK got an email from Mattel basically just saying, nope, they're all Target exclusives now, and all of our pre-orders were cancelled, and there's nowhere to buy them from. There's nowhere else to get them, so we just lose out now.
Yeah, and this is like I say, look, this is a figure that has literally sold out everywhere, and
I
the prices.
I wouldn't mind so much, but then they backtracked and they went, oh, now we've reorganized with Mattel. We are getting stock in, but only new stuff moving forward. So all the old stuff is still gone.
Yeah.
The amount of business is going to cost them because you'll never trust them again with like a high in demand figure.
To be fair, there's been a lot of support for them, James. People saying that it's not their fault; it's the supplier who screwed them over. But still, you would be pretty pissed off, wouldn't you? Particularly if now you've got to pay, grand and a half to try and pick one of these up on the second-hand market. It's not good. Not good news. James, you wanted to talk about this.
Yes.
I
I love
Was
it.
that a little orgasm there, James? Was
I,
that what that was?
you know me, right? We've been doing the show a while, okay?
That
And
looks nothing
you're-
like Tom Holland.
We're always doing that. You know what?
He's got a
Goodbye.
camera, yeah.
See you later. We've been doing the show quite a while, and we always talk about 1/6 figures. And James, you gonna get this? Nah. Oh, it looks cool. I don't know. I have this pre-ordered immediately. Like as soon as I saw it, I just absolutely fell in love. So this is obviously Nathan Drake from the 4th Uncharted game, and it looks incredible. Like I've never seen a video game model kind of brought into a figure this accurately before. So this is Limb Toys, I believe.
Yeah. So this slightly irritates me, James.
Yeah.
In that it is a stunning figure. Limb Toys isn't the biggest of companies, but they've pulled off what we've wanted in Hot Toys for ages. They've got seamless wrists there, seamless arms.
Yeah.
It just
Rolling
looks-
eyeballs, I believe there is on it.
Yeah,
As well.
it looks for a third party. It looks stunning.
Absolutely.
I
like,
mean, I would even be tempted to get this myself, James, if I'm honest.
just all the accessories. Like, look at the
Yeah.
like. There's kind of one kind of item from each of the games. So, like the skull is from Uncharted 1, and the Purple
Right.
Dagger. I'm really excited about that. That's from Uncharted 2. And then they all kind of slot into the base. So it's like not even just an Uncharted 4 base. It's just an Uncharted one, and it even says Uncharted. It doesn't say like the fake name, unexplored on it. But yeah, it's amazing. Now we have gotten a kind of a version of this figure before from CC Toys, and like it was possible at the time a few years ago, but like it's just kind of night and day, really, isn't it? Like,
Have you got that one, James?
no, I don't. I had my Uncharted 3 one, and I saw this, and I was at the time I wasn't really getting third party figures. So it's just like I don't know, but like I know people have issues with like the skin tone is like too yellow and things like that. But I'm happy.
The other one looks far superior, doesn't it?
I mean, look at it. Like that's just one of the best looking figures I've ever seen. So I'm stoked at that. But Limb Toys also, they have a 1/12 scale Joel and Ellie. So it's word on the street is that they're doing a 1/6 version of these two figures, and that'll be kind of announced fairly soon with the show kind of being recent as well. So that's something I'm really, really excited for.
Do you think they'll do those figures, James, based on the game likeness or the TV show likeness?
I hope the game, like I want a kind of classic Joel and Ellie from the game, and they already have kind of the scans of them here. So I think the game first, and they might do like a TV version later on. But like I'm already thinking, am I going to buy 4 figures? 2 of each character. Like it's going to be I'd have 3 pairs of Joel and Ellie then.
A multiverse of Joels, you might call it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I could have both from the game.
Yeah.
Like one from the one game, one from the other, but I don't know about like 2 from the games and 1 from the show. But we'll see. But like, yeah, I didn't get these 1/12 ones because I'm like, I have so much stuff already. But I'll get 1/6 one if they. And apparently, rolling eyeballs as well. They're going to go all out on them. So I'm very excited to see that.
Good stuff. I mean, I'm invested in Last of Us now, but I have to say I'd probably want TV versions, but I definitely want to
Wait,
pick out
100%. I'm shocked we haven't got it like unveiled yet, like a third party Joel and Ellie and Clicker. Clickers, I'll definitely be picking up Clickers and Bloaters and all them. Yeah.
Tremendous. Oh, guess what? Pre-ordered this. This is Present Toys Blade Warrior. This is obviously Wesley Snipes' Blade. I am absolutely hyper about this. There is a Hot Toys version out there, but it's again an old one, very, very hard to get. Lots of issues with the coat. This is going to have a real leather coat. Head sculpt, I'm not 100% sold on it, but when you've got his shades on,
exactly, yeah, it doesn't really matter. That's how you're going to display them. So what does it matter?
So
anyway?
I'm ecstatic to get a Blade in my collection because this to me is at the moment the representation of Blade. I love the Wesley Snipes version. This is by Present Toys, and it was extremely affordable. It wasn't bad at all. So hype to get that. Andy is just in the chat there saying that his Miles was dispatched today. So I forgot to mention earlier on, as well as converting Phil to 1/6, we've also now got Andy on board. He's now got 2 as well. So he's got Miles coming, and he's also got Ahsoka.
The only thing that I think is missing with this blade figure is a open mouth with fangs.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about that, Luke. So they've been talking about some third-party people doing a head sculpt. Now, Present Toys, you never know with these third-party figures. They might add a one nearer the time. So So Toys quite often change the sculpts and add stuff if people ask for it. So we don't know. There's also a guy on Facebook who's doing a shotgun with the silver spikes in it, 3D
Nice.
for this
Awesome.
figure. So yeah, very, very nice. Phil, the blades on pre-order from good old Willy Wang, so go and check him out. He's got those. We've got Jason Parker. Jason, I thought you were in Florida, mate. I hope you're having a lovely time. Thank you very much for joining, bud. So yeah, I've pre-ordered this one because why? Well, I couldn't not.
You could not though. You could have just left her.
Oh, Andy's got 3. He's bought a bloody Boba Fett as well. Good man, Andy. Good man. Cannot wait to see that. We'll have to get you on the show next month, Andy, to show them off.
I assume it's a wired coat.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, nice. You can do that.
Looks
I'm just thinking the posability of this, like you'll be able to recreate any
The only
poster or whatever.
hesitation you have with this figure is Present Toys is the guy who did, I think, I'm sure Ben will correct us, the Indiana Jones figure, which has got stunning clothing and all the rest of it, but the actual base figure itself is not the best.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this is a little bit better. But yeah, he looks stunning. Third party. Yeah. This is interesting. This is 108 Toys, Face Change, The Agent and the Villain, based on that very famous movie from many, many years ago, Face Off. You remember
Face
that?
Off. Yeah.
Yeah.
it.
Nicolas Cage. These kind of came out of left field. I don't even know where they came from, really.
Is there like a huge amount of people that wanted like
I tell you what, Nicolas Cage fans would definitely pick this up.
Oh, 100%. Like just having Nick Cage 1/6 because I don't think there is really any.
There's a Ghost Rider, Nick Cage, but it's not.
Is there?
The head
Okay.
sculpts, they're terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'd want Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal together.
Oh my God. Take
I mean,
my money now. I would absolutely. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Thanks very much, Jason, mate. So yeah, I'll not be picking them up. I mean, the head sculpts aren't bad, but I'll not be picking them up. Then we've got another Present Toys figure, Jack from The Shining. I quite like that. I think the head sculpt's pretty good. You get 2 different head sculpts with him. You get the axe and all the rest of it. I do like that. That's not bad. And then we get Scorpion, representative from Hell.
This
again,
is one I've been kind of like, ooh, maybe.
there's some really nice figures based on the movie and whatnot from the Mortal Kombat series. So yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah.
Ben's just saying there that the Jack Torrance is a barefaced recast. Yeah, that's what these third parties do, isn't it? The nick other people's work, which is some of the controversial kind of side of picking these figures up. This is interesting. Black Steel. Never heard of this company before. Toys Works. This is obviously based on the Netflix series. I think the head sculpt's not bad. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, it looks with the picture with it on the thumb.
Yeah.
Like the detail on it looks fantastic.
It looks all right. It's just, I just think the clothes are lacking him.
Yeah, absolutely agree, mate. I think I don't know, the costume doesn't do it for me.
The yellow shirt. Why didn't they do yellow shirt?
Yeah.
Yellow t-shirt, skin tight yellow t-shirt like that. Kind of,
Yeah.
You'd have no issues with it then. It's weird.
Yeah, so it's not bad. Again, not one I would pick up, but I am quite impressed with the head sculpt. Now, dog shit winner of the week. We've got these things.
This is a new segment, is it?
Christ almighty. Look at the plight of these fuckers. So yeah, I don't know what to say about these.
You've got to find someone who's actually ordered these.
But the heads just look. They look like what you call them, Mego toys. They just look dire to me.
The one on the left, see the little pictures like next to it.
Yeah,
I don't think those are photos of the figure. I think they're screenshots from the Spider-Man game.
do you think?
I think they are like because
You think this is just a scam?
Second from the bottom, that's the opening of the game. The bottom one I know is like from a still that was released before. The one above that is the cover of the game, and the one above that's a loading screen. So I think they just put that costume on in the game and took those photos.
Yeah, I've not pre-ordered these ones, guys. I know that might be a
Have you
surprise
not?
to you.
Shocking. Yeah.
Ben's saying that he's tempted by the look. Yep, not a bad figure. I like the head. Phil's saying these are awful, and he's asking if these are
Like the
neck-
proportions are terrible. Like it looks like they have no neck.
Would
It's
this
just
would this
so
do you
bad.
think is this like a scam thing? Really, maybe.
a scam thing. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean,
A scam.
yeah, a scam.
I don't think it's a scam.
like
Simon,
they're
it's just
like they're
bullshit.
fake, and that if you order them, you get
Yeah,
money.
no,
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
I mean,
so-
potentially. In the, as Ben said earlier in the comments, part of the issue with some of these Chinese companies, because these are unlicensed figures, they produce a figure and then the company disappears and the relaunches a new company. God only knows, Simon. I don't know. I can't imagine lots of people will be rushing to order these because for me, they're cack. So to end on a positive, these guys are absolutely killing it. This is Rovnik Custom Studios. They do kind of their own version of figures, again unlicensed, but they're absolutely stunning.
These are
The
amazing, aren't they?
quality of the costumes. They do some vampire versions of these characters as well. I love these figures, and I was very tempted to pick up one of their the Batmans.
Hang
a
on,
little while
you
ago.
got the other Batman and not one of these? These are
This
far
is
better.
this is about £700 a figure.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, custom made to order. But they are stunning. I mean, that
Yeah.
Superman is probably the best Superman 1/6 scale figure I've ever seen in terms of the definition on the stomach and everything.
Yeah, the shading on it and everything. It's great.
They are absolutely stunning. So yeah, really, really nice figures. Way out of my price range though. I wouldn't be picking them up, I don't think. Okay, that's the 1/6 section. Anybody got anything they want to ask about 1/6 before we move on to gaming? Nope. Tremendous. You have control.
Right, guys. So I was throwing together my kind of like bits of news and things I've been playing and whatever for the week. I just, by coincidence, everything I'm talking about this week is from Warner Brothers games. So I'm doing, I guess, a Warner Brothers special today. So first off, something I've been playing. I talked about this on the art show that we do a couple of weeks ago, but just since Simon and Luke weren't there, if they had any questions about it, but I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. So this is the new Harry Potter game, open world, developed by Avalanche Software, I believe, who did like the Disney Infinity games, I think they worked on.
Mhm.
So it's like you create your character and you get like the Hogwarts letter and everything, and just the environments are absolutely stunning. It's really like walking through the kind of sets of the movies, and the music is perfect. Going around like Hogsmeade and the interior of Hogwarts is great. You can like attend classes, sort of like there's a little montage, but then you get like homework from the teachers and stuff. So that's like a cool thing. Like this is obviously a classic kind of moment from the second Harry Potter movie, I think, with the screaming yoke. And then like outside of Hogwarts, there's like you're basically like a wizard explorer. Like you can go into caves and kind of discover like ruins and things like that. Like so it's even outside of like the Hogwarts aspect, like just the wizarding world, it's quite cool to explore. So yeah,
Looks very cool. I've picked
yeah,
this up
fantastic.
today, James. I've ordered this. Well,
Have you?
sorry,
Yeah,
It
on
does
Steam,
look good.
so it's downloading as we speak. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Simon, is this one that would interest you?
Definitely, 100%. I'm interested. How far have you got in it?
About halfway, I would say.
About halfway. So have
Yeah,
you?
I'm pretty sure all the base mechanics, bar like I know you can fly on animals, on like some of the creatures. I haven't gotten to
Okay.
there yet, but
so you've got your broom and everything. You can
got my
fly.
broom. Yeah, this is all these screenshots are my playthrough of it.
What?
So this is my character.
So, do you level up, or do you learn with learning classes, or how does the progression work?
Yeah, there's a leveling system, sort of like light RPG kind of elements, and this upgrade trees. Like you can focus on dark arts, or you can focus on like.
My question:
health.
have you learned? I think the most is it Voldemort's.
Vada Kedavra. I'm a good boy, so I'm not going to do that. But I might go.
That's
I might go.
the best.
I might go through again as a Slytherin and maybe do a dark wizard.
Which
kind of
house
playthrough.
did you choose?
Gryffindor. I didn't choose the house. The house chose me. Simon. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually there's like a Harry Potter like app you download. Peter, I was sending you this before this game.
Yeah,
I was a
yeah.
big Harry Potter buzz, and you can like fill out a questionnaire, and it'll tell you like what wand you should have and what house you'd be in, and you can actually connect that to the game, and the game will give you that wand and give you that house and everything. So like it's like your kind of like personal
cool.
experience with it.
And apparently, Peter, for whatever house you choose, it's a different storyline. So obviously,
No, I believe it's meant. I think you'll interact with some students a little bit more. Some of the side characters, like you might have a few extra conversations. And I
there's,
believe
like,
there is
isn't there
one
hidden
mission.
things to Slytherin to Gryffindor? Isn't there? Or...
Well, like you can't like the common rooms, for example. Like there's
Yeah.
a Slytherin common room. You can't get into that if you're a Gryffindor. You know, things like that. But there's no like massive story differences or anything like that.
Good stuff.
But
That's
yeah,
really interesting, that one, James.
Yeah, combat's fantastic as well. Just like slinging Expelliarmus, and
no Abracadabra though.
No, not yet. We'll see. I might go back. I'll go back and do it anyway. But yeah, that's a fantastic experience. Luke, are you like a Harry Potter guy? Is this like story wise something that interests you?
So my wife's really into the movies and the books. And every time we watch the movies, I point out a lot of like plot holes or things that are taken from other
God,
franchises.
you're a laughing minute, aren't you?
That sounds
Yeah,
fun.
but she tells me, well, it's not the same
Just
in the
to wind her
books.
up.
She says, well, it's different in the books. And to me, that means that the movies have kind of failed in a way, because even though they're great, if you think about them too long, it's just silly. But she really wants this game.
franchise has failed.
she really wants this game, but we don't have a console to be able to play it, and we were looking at getting a Switch for the kids. However, I believe that the Switch has been out for so long now, it's worth waiting to see if like what the next model is going to be.
You've not got a PC, Luke?
I just got the laptop that I use.
Oh,
I don't think this would run very well on the Switch. I don't know how well it runs.
It'll probably be downscaled, I'd imagine. Like
Yeah.
I'm on a PS5 and I have to run it. Like you have to choose between high frame rate or
Luke,
high textures.
have you not ever thought about getting the Steam Deck? That's
I
had good reviews.
I'm not a gamer. I barely have enough time to do the things that I want to do, let alone sit down and immerse myself in a game.
Well, that's it. Like if you do, it's push the disc in and play the game, not like sorting out graphics cards or anything like that.
Really, that's something that always put me off when you have to wait for things to load or you have to import.
Well, I mean, Luke, I could not have asked for a better segue than that, because I realized I hadn't played Harry Potter in about a week, and the other night I went to put it on, and there was an hour-long install, like an update. So I said, "Oh, goddamn!" So I was flicking through my games, and I stumbled on. I didn't realize I had this, like it loaded because it was a PS Plus game like previously, but I was thinking about this game like last week, and I just saw it on my thing, so I thought I'd give it a go. But it's the Mad Max game.
All right.
That came out a few years ago, also from a different Avalanche studios, but it's like an open world kind of car combat game. It's like takes some influence from Fury Road, but it's not like, it's very much kind of like all the Mad Max movies, like it's its own thing. But yeah, like I wound up like the Harry Potter install finished, and I just kept playing this, and I was playing it for like probably 5 or 6 hours. Like I realized I never actually finished it. I only got about halfway, so I've just been kind of driving around, smashing up cars and stuff, and like upgrading and things. It's a fantastic like open world game. Peter, Simon, you played this one?
I've not played this one. Are you allowed to play this one, James? It's an 18.
Hilarious. Sorry for having my youth.
No, I've not played this one, but I do love the movies, so this is the one I might have a go at.
Yeah, if you have a PC, you can definitely it'll be on there anyway. But yeah, it's a good, like, great open world, great story to it, I think, as well, and like it just captures the tone of those movies so well.
I have picked up that that Marvel game again. That's downloading tonight. That Marvel one we're talking about.
Midnight Suns.
Yeah, Midnight Suns. So
I've downloaded that already, but I've not played it yet. So
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Right. So news. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League had its kind of first proper like gameplay reveal at a Sony State of Play last week, and people hate it because it's so it's just to show, like, you would imagine, like, if you're playing as like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, that they're all going to play drastically differently, and yet they all use the same weapons. Like King Shark can use an AK-47. Like, does that seem like something like in the comics he would be doing? You know.
I have to say this. It looks. I don't like the way they are to the left, like the play style. Is
over the shoulder.
Yeah, over they've done over the shoulder before, but this sort of styling and the graphics are actually not that good.
I think if you watch the actual, like, because this is my, I've messed around with kind of screen grabbing and edited
Mhm.
these. So like I think it'll look better like in person. But yeah, it's a live service game. So like event, we've talked a few times about Avengers and like the problems with that, where it's like microtransactions, you have to pay for things and everything. And this is very much a lot like that same kind of business model, and it's just not what people want from superhero games. Like the only differences between like the main differences is they're kind of traversal. Like Deadshot has a jetpack, Harley Quinn has like a grappling hook with a drone. There's a drone that swings ahead of her and she can shoot off of it. King Shark kind of like swims through the air, sort of. Like he jumps up really high and he'll just like flap to like boost forward. And then Boomerang has like a speed force on it. So he throws a boomerang and he can like basically teleport to where it is. So like aside from that, like what?
It just looks crap.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me at all, that James, I have to say.
Yeah, like it's Rocksteady, which is the studio that did the Arkham games. Two Arkham Asylum and City are two of the best games ever made, let alone superhero games. So it's just a shame that like people are just like not vibing with this one. And like, yeah, like I said, like kind of it seems like something that's designed to kind of suck your money out of you and make you grind for dozens of hours to unlock a Harley Quinn outfit, that kind of thing. And just like the whole like loot system and gear systems, like it's not what people want from these kind of games. And it's a shame because I think like it's set within the Arkham world and the story looks really interesting. I love the idea of it. And we've seen like they reveal kind of some of the side characters, like this toy man who kind of does your kind of vehicles. I don't know how they're kind of incorporated into the story. Penguin, who's reprising like a character that's been in the Arkham games before, is your like weapons dealer. I can't remember the names of the two others, but they're kind of like also on your kind of crew that like kind of assist you. So like it looks like a really interesting kind of take on these characters, but it's just like, people are just kind of about it. Like, and it's actually been delayed. So like this was revealed. It was supposed to be out in May, so we're 2 months away. So probably like just about finished, and they've now pulled that release, and it's out possibly this year, maybe next year. So they're presumably going to tweak a few things in it to kind of cheer people up.
It needs a lot of tweaking. It looks.
Yeah. Like there's only so much you can do with this like little amount of time to go. Like
if they don't do anything, it'll be like Cyberpunk again, where it's just a flop. Everyone will complain and everything, and then they have to spend a year redoing it to make the profits back.
Yeah. Like it depends on how egregious the kind of microtransaction systems and things are. Like if there is like a fulfilling single player story, you might get away with it, But yeah, I just don't think people want this type of game with their like super. They want to put it like this is what I want. Put the disc in, play it for 20, 30 hours, put it down. If there's a DLC thing down the road, I'll pick it up again for another 10, and that's kind of it. But this is a game designed to kind of keep you playing like you always are playing it, and that's like
not floating me boat, James. Not floating me boat.
No.
Yeah, no.
No. Shit.
Fair enough.
What's next? Look, get this shit off the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Another Warner Brothers thing. So Mortal Kombat 12 was sort of announced. Like it was revealed at a right after the State of Play. Warner Brothers had like a earnings call, and it was just thrown in there. Like we have Suicide Squad coming this year, we have Mortal Kombat 12 coming this year, and people are like, wait, what? Because there's no trailer, no screenshots of it or anything. So it's just strange that they wouldn't have taken the opportunity at the end of the Suicide Squad one to like, hey, here's a teaser for Mortal Kombat 12 as well, like during the kind of Sony showcase. But I'm very excited. I absolutely adore Mortal Kombat. I love the lore of it. I love the characters. You would have been, Peter, right around the right age at like Mortal Kombat fever, like when the kind of first few games were coming out. Do you remember that?
To say, James? What are you trying to say?
You were alive at that time. Do you remember? Do you remember? Like,
I remember playing the first Mortal Kombat at the arcades back when you had proper arcades and you used to go down and play games down there. So yeah, I remember playing it back then. Loved it. I remember watching the first movies, the original movies, and then I've watched the more recent film as well, which is pretty good actually. Yeah, I love these characters.
Yeah, they're great. Simon, Mortal Kombat, you kind of a
I played it. I played 11 and everything. I'm not as good. It's not one of my top fighting games I'm good at. They're quite hard to grasp and get the characters, and play them. But I enjoyed 11 and things like that. So yeah, I'll enjoy 12.
Yeah. Fuzzy, to that point, there is usually every Mortal Kombat game introduces like a handful of new characters. Some of my favorites are actually from the last couple of games. Yeah, Luke, Mortal Kombat, like you fan of kind of the movies even or anything?
Yeah,
that they've
so
done?
I'm similar to Peter. Like, I still remember the arcades having these about, and yeah, people playing them on the old original consoles.
Yeah.
This is like drastically different to the stuff of my childhood.
Yeah. Kind of
The kill scenes
rotoscoping
are
and things.
a lot more brutal though, and they are amazing.
And more realistic. Like that's the thing about
I mean,
it.
we were talking about this. Was it on Simon's show last night? Because Phil's nailed it there for me.
I'm the exact same, but I'm actually
Too
somehow
old
like
now to try and learn combinations and
yeah.
I mean, even back in the day, to try and do a finish them move kind of thing, you had to fanny on with.
I think
Yeah, to enter in combos. So.
I think another thing that I dislike is not the right word, but another problem that I foresee with games that look this good and this realistic is that then it takes it away from the kids that want to play it. You know, back when I was a kid, the graphics were enough that it wasn't considered gory or it wasn't considered non-age appropriate. You could have a fighting game and it was okay. I wouldn't let my kids play a game like this looking the way it does now.
The original Mortal Kombat, Luke, back in the day, the gore was there in that.
And
yeah, but
that's
it was pixels. It's very.
Yeah, but like it was washed.
Then.
The reason we have an age rating system for video games is because of Mortal Kombat 2.
I would argue, Luke, that back then, because it was pixelated and things like that, but you hadn't seen this quality, it was still just as effective.
Yeah,
because you hadn't seen. It's a bit like special effects. Do you know what I mean?
But they had them in public places, right? You had them in arcades where anyone could see it. Whereas this is in your home.
But there was no at the time there was no age ratings for games. So Mortal Kombat is actually what caused a huge uproar in America with parents like concerned about their kids playing these games, and that's what they brought in the ESRB, which is the games rating system for America. But yeah, no, I agree, Peter. I think like at the time, you know, pressing a button and killing someone wasn't a thing, really. You know. So like to see like an excessive level of blood or whatever would have been kind of shocking at the time. But I'm the exact same. I mash buttons, but I play these for the story, like crazy enough. And like I'm not really a fan of any other fighting game series. I'm not really much of a fighting game guy.
Hannon G's got a point that there is kids fighting games out there now, you know, with Cartoon Network characters and things like that. So, you know. So there's the kids.
They haven't got blood in them. They haven't got blood in them.
No. That's what I mean. They're a bit more like Smash Bros and things like that.
Yeah.
So this is for adults. You know, it was really made for that sort of genre.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm annoyed you didn't say that later, Simon, because that would have been a perfect segue for one of my slides, but it's not the next one.
I just mean let's skip ahead.
Yeah.
Andy's asking a good question there, guys. What would your finish move be?
I haven't thought about that. I'm not a violent person.
There's a lot of finishing moves.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have a think. We'll come back to it later.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, so like no news on this really, but just kind of something I thought if you weren't aware of, I kind of throw it in because it's Warner Brothers thing. But there's a Wonder Woman game in development at the moment.
I didn't know
did you hear about this? No, you never heard of it. Simon, did you know about this?
No, I didn't know about this one.
So this is by Monolith, which is the company that did the Middle Earth Shadow games. I don't know if
I have played.
Yeah.
I have played.
Yeah, so they're kind of open. Luke, if you're unaware, they're open world kind of games where you're sort of a guy possessed by a wraith, and they take place in the Lord of the Rings universe. But there's a system in those games that like Monolith has the patent for, so it presumably is going to feature in the Wonder Woman game, and it's like one of my favorite systems. Like I think it's one of the best innovations games I've ever made in like the last 10 years. But it's called the Nemesis system. So the idea is like there are these kind of orc like commanders, and you can like kind of pick one to like target and assassinate and thing. And if you get killed by one of them, because in the story you come back to life, they like remember who you are, so and they get more powerful. So like the next time you see them, say if you like burned them in your last fight or like chopped one of their arms off, they'll have like burns on them or like a spike where their arm was, and they go, "Oh, I'm gonna get you back now." You know, like if like, and the more if you multiple times like you fight them and they kill you, they get so powerful that it's like you have like an arch nemesis. And I think something that's really suited for a superhero game. Like I think it'd be an amazing mechanic for a Punisher one. But like I'm curious, Wonder Woman is likely. I can imagine like you almost create your own supervillain. You know, I
Yeah.
think that's kind of what they're going to go for with this. So it's
That'll be
what I'm
interesting.
really excited about. Like the best mechanic any game's introduced in last decade, I think. So gonna be excited to see them kind of introduce that. That sound up your alley, guys?
Yeah, it sounds interesting actually. Yeah, wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. Simon, looking forward to a Wonder Woman game with this.
I don't really play DC game. Last DC game I played DC. Is it Universe, the online one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I played that, and I was playing that bit. That's the sort of last DC game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Highland G spot on there. Like that'd be the kind of mechanic to turn them over to your side and things like that. Yeah, stoked. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this game anyway. Like we've only got a little teaser trailer where we see the character model, so that'd be a good one. So on the topic of kids fighting games, so this is a game that came out last year. It's called Multiverses. It's sort of like Smash Brothers, but with Warner Brothers characters.
Yeah,
like Batman,
this is the one I was on about. Yeah,
Game of Thrones and like characters from those. But it's a free to play game, so like it made a big splash when it launched like about 9 months ago. But they announced that the player like count is down 99%, which I think is like one of the biggest single year drops of a multiplayer game like ever.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a shame because
is that because COVID has ended and everyone went back to work, or do you think that's different?
Well, you know, 9
Same.
It would have been like
they've all gone back to Fortnite.
Yeah, that's it. Like it kind of piqued everyone's interest for a while. I think maybe it was a problem of like they didn't add characters fast enough, or like, you know, give people a reason to keep playing. So that's possibly why. But I think it's a solid idea, and like I did download it to try and play it now. I know it's probably a bit late now, but yeah, I don't know. There's no kind of really answer of why it's happened, but it's a great idea for a game, and I like the kind of Warner Brothers crossover. You know,
Smash Bros aspect. So
yeah.
Maybe did it have enough like content with it? Maybe not.
Well, that's the thing. It's you know, a live service is free to play, so like there was a handful of characters at the beginning, and then they just added a few, but like not as many as I think people were hoping.
So
like Daenerys from Game of Thrones.
To be honest, James, this I remember watching the trailer of this whenever it first came out, and it's totally missed me by that it's even been released. I hadn't realized it was out.
Yeah, it was kind of more so on like Twitch or social media. You'd see kind of people were talking about it, or YouTubers were kind of doing playthroughs of it right at the beginning. Like it was massive. I think it was one of the biggest launches for a fighting game ever. So it's shocking that like it's just dropped so heavily.
I think
particularly with so many big characters and big names attached to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's like several licenses they never even got to. Like there was no Matrix characters or loads of there's only Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman from DC. I think Harley Quinn maybe as well. Game of Thrones is only Arya, I think. So like there's loads of potential. So yeah, I mean it's presumably this game is going to die in the next like couple months. So shame.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think so. But on the topic of like just Warner Brothers, like I think they have access to so many properties, and they don't do like Warner Brothers games doesn't do enough. So I'm just curious, like if any of you guys there's like one of these kind of properties you'd like to see a game of, like DC. There's so many characters that haven't got one yet.
I did back in the day. I really enjoyed playing Enter the Matrix.
Played
that on the GameCube, I think it was. Going back some years, but it's a game that I've always enjoyed, and I like the Matrix. I like all three of those original movies. Can't say I'm sold on the fourth one, to be honest, but I would like to see more Matrix-based stuff. Yeah,
I think it'd be cool, like especially the way Warner Brothers, like all of their kind of licensed games take that Arkham kind of style where it's an open world and it's kind of like doing its own thing. Matrix suits that perfectly, I think.
The last Matrix film, which was called, was it Revelations or no?
Resurrection.
Yeah. So did they not bring a little like free game out?
So there was like a tech demo. It's like a 20-minute thing, but like it's kind of on rails. You can walk around a city, but you can't really interact with it. And then there's like a shooting section, and that's kind of it. But like that could have been a good basis to do a full game. But I think they would have probably announced at this point. Game of Thrones baffles me. There's not been like an open world.
I was just thinking. I've been desperately trying to think of the series of games that I've been playing with my son, where it's kind of, is it World of War or something?
World of Warcraft.
That would be a good concept, like a Command and Conquer type thing, or
Is it what? It's like medieval fantasy kind of thing. Is
Yeah,
it?
but no, they've
Yeah.
they've done a Warhammer version. So there's Warhammer version out at the moment. They've done 3 of them.
Okay. Yeah.
But that kind of a setup for Game of Thrones, where you've got the kind of you can pick the characters and on a big battlefield and campaigns and all that kind of stuff. I think that would be
Yeah,
really cool.
that's true. Like I'm a big fan of Risk, the board game.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
It's
the kind of game this
an
is.
amazing
I can't
Game of
remember what it's
Thrones
called.
one,
Warhammer or something. I can't remember.
I have to look into that actually. That
Yeah.
sounds very interesting. But I mean like a third person open world, because like I think House of the Dragon showed you can set it at any point. As long as there's some familiar elements to Game of Thrones, like people will be into
Total
it.
Warfare or Total Warhammer, is that something?
Total
There's-
War, I think, is a franchise.
There's one called Age of Empires. Age of Empires.
Yeah.
like,
Anyway,
came
something
out.
it's similar to that, Simon. It's that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Is there Peter a DC character in particular? Like I know probably a Flash game you'd love to see.
I mean, I'd like a Flash game, but I would like it in the same kind of style, I guess, as the Arkham games do, as a Nightwing solo thing set in Bloodhaven.
Well, there was Gotham Knights, which is supposed to be bad. But
Yeah,
that's
but that
like-
was shite, wasn't it? Wasn't that
yeah,
meant to be
it's supposed-
terrible?
It's supposed to be pretty bad. Like,
Yeah.
and I think Peter, honestly, that's probably your only shot at that. Yeah. On the DC side, I think it's time you got a good Superman game. But Scooby Doo, they used to make amazing. Like, I don't think they were like critically beloved, but I got played them as a kid and I love them. Like, there's several Scooby Doo games, and I think you could do a really good, like, kind of choose your own adventure, Until Dawn style, solve a mystery one, or even like an open world where you drive around in the mystery machine and you kind of explore. I think that'd be really cool. So that's something I'd like to see. Simon, any kind of Warner Bros. Property you'd like to see them in?
So Scooby Doo wise, there's these games on the Switch where, like you said, they're like solving games. Like, is it Professor Layton?
Professor Layton.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I played
That,
that.
I think Scooby Doo would suit that. That would be a
Yeah.
really good type game. I would like to see for DC a really, really cool Green Lantern game
Yeah. I think that'd be
where
amazing.
you can literally, you're in space, you fly around space, and then you can just go from one world to another, from Oa to another. See it doing missions, doing against all the different Lantern Corps, helping and training. That would be absolutely amazing game, I think.
That would be good.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to
Yeah.
get some more DC stuff as James Gunn has announced. He said that the games are going to tie into the movies, so there's some coming. But we'll see. But I'm not like a huge fan of the idea of like them tying to the movies. I think it's nice when they're kind of the developer can do their own world with it. There actually is a Luigi's Mansion style game. It's called Mystery Mayhem, and it's like Scooby has like a book and you capture ghosts. It's on the PS2. Funny that you mentioned that, but yeah, I'd love a remaster of that. Even I think that'd be great.
Sounds
And
good.
that is me. Any other kind of comments?
Good stuff. Lots of just decent stuff.
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you very much, James. Right, next, gents, we've got show and tell. Now, I think some of you might have forgotten to bring something for show and tell.
Grab something last second.
Who's got something to show? Simon?
Yeah.
What you
So
got?
guys, I bought this. I did break the hand off it, by the way, and I had to, like you were saying, Peter, like I tried to change the hand on it, and the actual hand sort of rail just snapped
The
within
peg.
it. Peg. I had to
Yeah.
like drill it back out again with a really, really tiny pain in the neck. So from that it isn't that good. But the way the figure looks, it's a Link figure from Figma.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah, really cool. I love the.
I like the sword effect.
The sword
Yeah.
effect is really cool.
What's the company?
Figma?
Oh, it's a Figment. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There was me thinking it was a flag.
Very nice,
Yeah.
Simon.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good stuff. Luke, have you got anything?
So I don't have anything at hand, but I do just want to basically give a little recommendation / shout out for physical media. So I've recently been going out and buying Blu-rays and DVDs again. So again, like I said, I don't have anything on hand to show you guys. But it's just, I think this happens with a lot of people. I kept all of my physical media when we got the streaming services, and I just put them away up in the loft. But the other day I wanted to watch a film and I couldn't for the life of me find it on any of the different streaming services. And so I just wound up going up into the loft to find the movie and put it on the player. So it's kind of got me back into it all And so I'm going to do a little conversion underneath the stairs, the little cupboard under the stairs, and turn it into a nice little media library. So I popped over to my local charity shop, and they sell 5 Blu-rays for £1.
Wow.
So absolute bargain. And I picked up some greats. I got Tenant, I've got The Thing, and I've got Leon and The Fly, all
Very
20p
cool.
each when you work it out.
Happy
Yeah,
days.
on all your
Tennis is like quite a recent one to have.
Yeah.
Still sealed. Still sealed.
Wow.
It's funny you're saying that. We my son wanted to watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World at the weekend.
Yeah.
And I was sure I had it. Couldn't find it anywhere. Then couldn't find it on any services and whatnot. You could rent it from Amazon for 4 or 5 quid or something. But when we were in the town, we popped into a Chex and picked up for 50 pence.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. James, what you got?
Yep. So this is like a piece of art I got at Comic-Con last year anyway, but it's by an artist called Izumi Ishida. That's an Aloy from Horizon. It's kind of like
Oh wow!
Oh,
this
Horizon Dawn, yeah.
That's a different style, yeah. So I want to get a frame for it and everything, but I think it was a cool kind of. I love the art style. Anytime I'm at Comic-Con and I see an artist doing a PlayStation thing, I tend to just buy it on the spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a nice one. So
Very nice. I like that. Right. So I've got a couple of bits and pieces to show you. First of all, I just want to talk a little bit about. I mentioned Mondo earlier on in the show. Now they have recently done a She-Ra figure, which I picked up. And on the She-Ra figure, there's a slight dint on her nose, a manufacturing issue that a lot of them had. So they've recently sent a spare head to everybody that bought one of those figures, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
I also noticed with my She-Ra figure that I was missing a right hand that could hold the weapon. So I messaged them, and they've literally sent us today, can't say it, but basically every hand that you get in the figure. Now,
Oh, wow.
I just kind of wanted to give them a bit of a shout out to say, yes, you shouldn't have these issues to start with. But the fact that they were so responsive and sent all the bits and bobs so quickly
Customer service, yeah.
was really good. And the customer service was lovely. The lady was dead canny. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. A
So,
couple of figures to show off.
Peter, just quickly, when they send you stuff like that, you don't have to pay any other custom fees or
No,
anything. to
nothing.
get them in.
They covered everything. Postage, the full shebang. Yeah. Couple of figures recently picked up. I think we talked about this a little while ago. I might have bought it on there. This is the Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider 1/6 scale action figure. I love this. This is amazing. One of my favorite figures. The costume on him is tremendous. He's so flexible. You can bend.
yeah,
and shift
that's
him
what
in any
I was
position you
curious
want.
about that because Spidey's can be a bit like you're gonna.
Yes, my Spider-Man figure is the costume's awful to try and pose. This is kind of like a spandex almost material.
That's perfect.
So he just bends in any which way you want him. So really pleased I picked this up. I'd been on the fence about this figure for a long time, but yeah, chuffed to
Does
bits to
look
have picked that one up.
Would you get like Spider-Man 2099 to go
I've
with
got
it?
him, Simon.
You've got
yeah,
him.
I've got him. Yeah. Other figure I've recently picked up because I just kind of needed him represented in my collection is Black Panther. Obviously comes with the Black Panther helmet and whatnot, but this is how I'm going to have him displayed and represented in my collection, holding the mask. So yeah, this is a stunning figure, really nice. It's got I don't know what you would call it. It's got print on the costume, and he comes with 2 pillars which stand next to him, and we've got black lights on them, UV lights. So when the UV lights hit him, all of his costume kind of illuminates. You can kind of see it there, the purpley kind of stuff on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it illuminates and he looks stunning. So yeah, so that's Black Panther. Really pleased to have picked him up. Okie dokie. So anybody excuse me. Phil's just saying, what do you think of the silly price for the new Marvel Legends wave? Yeah, no, we're going to get to those in a bit. Simon might touch on that in a little bit, Phil, because we've got quite a bit to get through in terms of smaller scale figures. Okay, guys, so what have we got next? Oops, I've removed there we are. Coming soon. Okie dokie. So, guys, this isn't the end of the show. This is just what's coming up next on all of the various channels for the guys on screen. So, starting with myself, just to mention all of the various UK YouTubers out there and their brilliant content. Please do go and check them out. I mention this every show I do, but do check out This Week in Metropolis on a Tuesday night, Nerd Herd on a Wednesday night. It's Nerd's Choice this week, and I believe it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle book. Phil, correct us in the comments if it's not, but I think it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thursday, we've got Killer Comic Show with Andy and all the guys. and then Saturday we've got the Grey Man. On my channel, if it's 1/6 content you like, please do go and have a look at my stuff. I've now got 1/6 videos booked in, one a week until mid-September. So plenty of 1/6 of content if you like that kind of stuff. Next Monday, we have got our top 3 Batman villains. Looking forward to that one. There's going to be some juicy stuff in there. So that should be an interesting chat. Phil's just saying it's Power Rangers versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So please do try and read that and catch up with the Nerd Herd. Wanted to mention this. Excuse me. As you know, my wife's been away for a couple of Friday nights. And it's got us back into the taste of doing a show we used to do. So we used to do a couple of months back a show called The Geek Report, which were kind of knocked on the head for various reasons. But that's what we've been doing the last couple of Fridays, and I've really enjoyed it. So what I've decided to do is a fortnightly Friday show with some of the guys on screen here. And that show will cover The Geek Report, and it'll also cover 3 other shows that we used to do. What you've been watching, what you've been buying, and what you've been reading. So they're the 3 kind of sections of the show that we'll cover each fortnight. So please do check that one out. Should be fun. James, cannot wait to talk about this.
It all ends, baby. Last season 1 finale, we'll be talking about it on my channel on Wednesday at 8 p.m. The episode aired last night, or if you're sane, you're watching it now or have it on pause after the show. But yeah, really excited. This ending has been a topic of debate among like gamers and Last of Us fans for a decade. So I'm really excited to talk to my friends about it. So that'd be good. And I will also be on the Adaptables podcast. I believe their episode's going live on Wednesday. So that's Dustin who joined us for one of the episodes.
Yeah.
So I'll be talking to those 2 guys about it as well. So that'd be good.
Tremendous. Can't wait to get stuck into this. And we've got a big panel on Wednesday. Thursday. Lots of people come to talk. Wednesday it is, sorry.
Wednesday, yes. There's a few of us joining anyway. So yeah.
Good stuff.
To be finalized. We'll see.
Yeah. But we'll have plenty of debate, I'm sure, because it's an interesting episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Simon.
Yeah. So I did my first live stream and it went really well last night. So I think I'm going to be doing more. So and weirdly, I have been and I've tried and tested, and I did a short today, and it's just put it up on YouTube, a YouTube short about a show that I really like, Vox Machina. Just a little short, and it's blown up. Over 500 views already.
You don't have to brag, Simon.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, and the show was really good last night, Simon. I enjoyed it. So massive well done to you. You had good viewers and good debate. So nicely done. Well done. Luke.
Yeah, so this is this week's article over on Go Collect. For anyone that doesn't know, I write for Go Collect on a weekly basis. It comes out every Monday morning at around 8 or 9 o'clock our time. And this week I'm looking at the Spider-Man animated series from 1994, something very close to my heart. And I want to ask the question whether or not Disney will potentially bring it back. We already know that they're going to be bringing back the X-Men cartoon from around the same time. And this is one that I think a lot of fans would like to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'd certainly like to see it.
Yeah.
And again, another subject really close to my heart, something that I know Peter enjoys. And Peter joins me for this very episode, this very video. It's our Making Sense of Pence show and tell, where we both go through 3 of our books, all from here in the UK with the Pence variants. Really looking forward to doing another one of these with you, Peter.
Yeah, it was good fun. Looking forward to doing the next one of those, Luke, mate. Okay, so moving on with the show, chaps, and next we've got Figure Flashback, if I can find my link. Good stuff. Luke, what are we talking about this week?
Yeah, so on our last show, which you just briefly mentioned, the little hangout show that we did while you were home alone, we were talking about Beetlejuice and the potential for Beetlejuice 2. And it got me thinking about these action figures from my childhood, made by Kenner Toys back in the day. And I absolutely loved these things. I've still got them now, and I have them on display upstairs. These things were fantastic. You know, they're very unique in the way that they look, but that's I say unique, actually. That's probably a lie. You probably think they look quite similar to something that Kenner also done, which was the Ghostbusters figures.
Yeah.
And that is actually because these were leftover monsters and figures from that very line. When the Ghostbusters
Really?
line got cancelled, they just converted them over to Beetlejuice.
Right.
Other than Beetlejuice himself, all the other characters are just ghosts that would have gone into the Ghostbusters line.
Interesting. Tell us when you want us to move on in your slides, Luke.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know if I have control on any of this.
Oh, if you have.
Is that me
crack
doing
on.
it? Ooh, there we go. Yeah, so this one is a particular favorite of mine. They didn't really have the classic Beetlejuice in his like pinstripe suit, but this is the closest that you can get. And again, I've kept this figure for all these years. It is a shame that we never got the full range of characters, but like I say, because they were just taken from the Ghostbusters set, I imagine they just wanted to make money and save money, so there wasn't really much.
These are based on the Beetlejuice movie rather than the animated cartoon.
Yes, that's right. So more recently, Loyal Subjects have actually released animated style Beetlejuice, which I absolutely loved. And the minute I saw the pictures for it, I had to leap on it.
Yeah.
Was there a Beetlejuice like animated series?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Yeah.
So it's they've changed things up a bit. They make it so Beetlejuice is more of a friend to Lydia, and they go on like wacky adventures, and so he takes her to the other realm. But it's good fun, you know. It's any type of cartoon like that from back in the day. It's kind of like your Ren and Stimpy and stuff like that. There's a few weird graphical things, but for the most part, it's fun, gross content that all kids love. But yeah, these were based primarily on the movie, if you can really say that. None of these characters actually appear in the movie. They did give us a Adam figure, which is the one on the top right, which is one of the Maitlands, one of the main ghosts from that first movie. However, they never gave us a Barbara.
Has he got a swap out head there from when
he's got a swap out head? So it's almost like a mask that goes over the head. So it's like a flexible piece of plastic rubber. And that's the scene from the movie where he elongates his face. And
Luke, you're kind of irritating this here because I think I need these now.
They're brilliant. So what I've got is a Beetlejuice lunchbox from when I was a child. So it was from the animated series, and I store all of these figures in that lunchbox.
Right.
But yeah, they're superb. They're great fun, and I'm a big fan of the Ghostbusters line as well. And then, like I say, they all fit in beautifully together.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
don't know. Did any of you guys have any of these when you were younger?
These ones have missed me completely.
Yeah.
What about the Ghostbusters? Did you have that?
I had the Ghostbusters. Yeah, I had all the Ghostbuster figures.
So this was just as the Ghostbusters line was fading out and dying, and then they obviously brought these in.
Yeah, I mean, I've been tempted to pick up some Ghostbuster figures as well, to be honest. But I like these. These are. I wouldn't probably pick up all of the various other ones, but I would want the main characters, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Like I say, they're really good fun. And if you can find them still in the packets, they're great to display. That artwork is phenomenal.
Very nice.
Very, very bright and vibrant.
Good stuff.
Moving on, I just wanted to. This is kind of a flashback. You know, it's the 30th anniversary, so I think I can get away with it. I normally have the shortest segment on this show, so I figured I've got some time to talk. I love Jurassic Park, and I love.
Yeah, you've never mentioned that. You've never mentioned that, Luke.
I'm not one to bring it up. I love Jurassic Park and I love Lego, and I was really excited when we got the Jurassic World movies because they gave us a load of Lego sets, and I went out and I bought the entire lot. You know, still got them all on display. The dinosaurs are terrific, but you know, Jurassic World is okay, but we want Jurassic Park, and they've knocked it out the park, to be honest, pun intended. They've given us the visitor center, which looks fantastic. It's really hard to find images of everything that's going on behind it. However, given the characters that they have told us that we'll be getting at the center, you can kind of assume what is behind there. You get a Henry Wu figure, which means there must be the science lab. You also get a Samuel L. Jackson's character, whose character name at the moment, Arnold, something Arnold, his name is. But then that means you must get the computer IT department. Do you know what I mean? So between those two sections, as well as the main foyer with the dinosaur skeletons and the T-Rex, the raptors, this is going to be a great set. So
Hmm.
this is the must-have for me out of all of them. Obviously, we've got the giant. Again, what's the word?
Brontosaurus?
It's not
Brontosaurus.
is it? Brachiosaurus.
Brachiosaurus. Yeah.
Brachiosaurus, sorry. A great figure. You know, I will be buying this just for the dinosaur. You know,
Right.
it's that in itself. Then, of course, the Triceratops. It's basically just all the scenes that we know and love from the.
Is that
original
Luke? Luke, go back. Is that a huge pile of shit?
That is a huge pile of dung.
Nice.
But again, you know, Lego is very clever because these are the only ways you can get certain characters. So yes, granted, at the visitor center, you do get an Alan Grant and an Eddie Sattler along with the kids, but you don't get an Ian Malcolm unless you buy this one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So, you know, they know what they're doing. They're very
Yeah,
clever. But again, I think this is a great set. You know, minus the droppings, you get a great dinosaur, and that car. You know, that car is very classic to the
Yeah.
movie franchise, the Ford Explorer. The only thing that I'm concerned is how much this stuff's going to cost.
Yeah,
Mm.
Lego's
Prices-
obscene. Yeah.
Prices have soared, and a set that you could normally pick up for 20, 30 quid is now in the 60, 70 pound range. It's scary.
My Optimus Prime retail was about 185.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's obscene. Obscene.
So again, with this one, I have the Dilophosaurus from a previous set, and I have a Jeep that is very similar to this, but I would still need the Dennis Nedry. So again, they've caught me there. I'll still be buying it.
yeah.
And then this one, this seems to be like the young kids version because it's got the 4+ rating on it. So I don't know if this is from a slightly different set, as it were, you know, when they're all displayed together. But this one seems like it's more aimed at children because it's got that big 4+ whacked onto the box.
Yeah.
But again, you know, if this is probably the only one that I'm not going to get, but then if it's there and I'm buying all the rest, I might as well
You're
throw
gonna
it in
need
the
some
cart.
money behind you, Luke.
Yeah.
And will you
mean-
will you build the Lego, or do you leave it in the box?
All of my Lego, as well as my toys and my comics, it's all there to be enjoyed and played with. It's all there to be used.
You see, I built the Optimus Prime and I didn't enjoy it at all. I thought it was horrific. So Lego just doesn't do it for me at all.
It doesn't amuse
kills
you
us.
anymore.
I think that there's nothing. Lego is so therapeutic. You see, if you feel like you have to do it, it's not fun. I can buy a Lego set and I can keep hold of it for weeks, months, even years sometimes. And when I'm in the mood to sit and do it, I will sit and do it, and then I will put that piece up on display. And like my wife's got Harry Potter Lego. Going back to what we were talking about before, it's another line that has just released new sets. You know, this month.
I mean, you've actually prompted my memory, Luke. James, did you ever build that Lego you were going to build for
I
me?
was just at the second that Luke brought up Lego, I knew this question was going to get thrown at me. No, I didn't actually, because I don't have anywhere to put it. When it's built, I have a thing that will collapse into 1,000 pieces if I knock it.
What is
I'm
it?
putting it somewhere. It's a Horizon tall neck.
Yep. I know which
So
one you
I
mean.
have. I'm facing it right now with the boxes there, but
Well,
I don't have anywhere to put it.
Taunting you. Taunting you.
Yeah.
I've always watched those. They're interesting to watch. The where they build the big Star Destroyer, like so many pieces, and it's taken them God knows how many days to build. Like I wouldn't have the patience.
Nah, horrific stuff. I hate the bloody stuff. Lego is like stocks, my pension for later in life.
Do you think there's like people whose job it is the people hire you to build your Lego for you?
Yeah, there is.
Is
Well,
that
my
actual
daughter,
thing?
Yeah,
my daughter wants me to always build her Lego because my daughter and my son are very different. My son wants to build the Lego. That's the excitement that he gets. My daughter just wants to play with it afterwards as if it was a play set. So she wants me to build it and then she'll take it away and play with the little action figures and
I
stuff.
think I've just got bad memories of that Prime because it was awful, and then building Lego for my son Thomas and spending hours, if not days, building it. And then, as you've just described, he was wanting to use a action kind of figure boy, so he would literally be, oh great, smash, and thousands of pieces on the floor. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. Anyway, moving on. Thank you very much, Luke. Really interesting stuff.
You have the
Okay,
best
Simon.
theme song, man. It's not fair.
It's your moment of glory, Simon.
And
I'll move the slides on when you tell us to. But you
Okay.
have complete control, all right?
yes.
Okay. Here
Not
we
on
go.
the slides, but yeah. So I wanted to announce, obviously, we're going to go straight into Hasbro, and Hasbro announcing Avengers 60th anniversary line they mentioned.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. Some new figures have come on board. One of the guys did mention the one thing that does bugbear me. I do feel like Hasbro's throwing figure out after figure out, and they've upped the prices on the figures. So like a Star Wars figure now is £35. You see,
Really?
so, yeah. So when are we going to be paying like So this is what people are complaining about, and I'll get to it in a bit into one of the other slides. Is the collected sets with the BAMPs, where you get builder figures.
Yeah.
Basically, the cost and implications, and is it worth that BAMP figure? You see, so. Anyway, so if we go on to the next slide, I'll show you what they've announced. So we've got traditional old school Iron Man, which is really cool.
Yeah.
We've got a really nice Grey Hulk with Bruce Banner. And then we've got a really, really cool actual that I would probably get this figure, traditional Thor and the Destroyer.
Yeah, I like that set.
Yeah, I really love that set. Then we've got a really cool Captain America. I don't know what armor set that is. Is that Bucky Barnes
Bucky.
set?
That's the Alex Ross designed Bucky costume from when Bucky took over as Cap.
Okay, cool.
And then, I'm sorry, Simon, just to say this is meant to be the original Avengers line. I'm just looking back. Thor didn't have a beard for a number of years when he first came out. So I'm surprised they've gone with a bearded Thor figure for the original Avengers line.
I suppose there's a Marvel line of like classic Avengers costumes, so that's the Thor that you would get to go with these, I suppose.
Like the costume, yeah, but not anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got Hawkeye, and weirdly, Hawkeye's got a little glider with himself, like Hawkeye.
So he had that bike he's flying bike for a number of years.
Yeah, I remember that bike well.
Yeah. Which is quite cool. And then a really cool Black Widow. So yeah,
nice looking Black Widow figure, I think.
I like that one as well.
Yeah,
I like them actually, Simon. They're pretty cool.
I think they are really nice figures. Yeah, it's just depending what price points they come out at.
There's a lot of reuse here as well, though, isn't there? Like when you've been studying these figures for as long as we all have, there's a lot here that has just simply been reused. They're using the same tooling, so this hasn't cost them like anything, and yet their prices are so high.
You can see that Black Widow's, even though it does look nice, it is a rework. It looks very familiar to the Emma Frost sort of layout, and fit the way the body is and things like that. So yeah,
good stuff.
If we move on to the next slide, so this is a clearer image of all of them. Well, not all of them, but like a better image. So yeah, they look really cool figures, I think. So I do love the Hulk, because we haven't had a really big, like, busty Hulk like that.
So that Hulk is that not a reuse of the 80th anniversary Hulk that came with the Wolverine?
It could be. I'm not too sure. I don't know myself. So, but yeah.
I think I'll pick that Hawkeye up. Actually, I really like that figure. It's pretty cool.
I'll pick it up just for his bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I haven't put them all on. There is a couple, but there's I think it's the Spider-Man series as well. So we've got Spider-Woman, and then I don't know what that guy's name is.
Chasm or something like he's called.
Chasm.
Ben Riley, right?
Yeah.
And I think then there is another Spider-Man coming out, and then there is an actual Ben Riley Spider-Man coming out as well.
That's the recent changes to Ben Riley, isn't it? That they've turned him into a villain and called him Chasm, I think it is. Yeah. It's an awful costume. Don't like
the normal Ben Riley.
I like the costume.
And then the Chasm one. So.
Purple and green go so well together. I like it.
And then this got announced. This is a BAMP set, which I'm not too keen on. I don't know what I really think about it really. I do love the Doctor Doom. I really do that, and I love
That's a Secret Wars version Doctor Doom, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the original toy Secret Wars.
Yes, and I think this is what they're waiting for. This is the Secret Wars, which it might actually be some leaks from Secret Wars. You've got aka Captain Marvel there, and then you've got the Skrull Queen, and I think that's Super Skrull, Cersei, and Black Knight. There is already a Black Knight figure out, So they've probably obviously just redone that from the
That's Eternals, Cersei, is it?
yes, Eternal
Yeah.
Circle.
Okay.
Yeah, but that set there is from the old Avengers West Coast because Black Knight's got his energy sword and whatnot.
Okay.
So that's how she was designed back during that series because they were dating. And that Doctor Doom's got nothing to do with the upcoming Secret Wars, Simon. What I mean was that's
Right.
the design of the figure with the leg band and the chest and things
old
like that
Toy-
is very
Toy Biz
similar to the
days.
original. Yeah, the original
Did-
Secret Wars.
Did you
Doctor
see the
Doom from
box?
80s.
Has the box been shown off? Maybe it's like an homage one.
Maybe,
No,
yeah.
just the figures, and I didn't see any
Okay.
boxes.
Maybe it's a
I
retro
like that.
box.
I like the BAMF. I like the Super Adaptoid.
Yeah, I don't know where the Super Adaptoid's from. What is it?
He's a Super Adaptoid. He's from the Avengers. He's a classic Avengers villain, and basically he's an amalgamation of all of the original Avengers.
Ah, right. Yeah.
That's why he's got Captain America's shield, Iron Man's chest plate, and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot better than the next sort of BAMF I'll be showing in a bit. It's a nice big bulky figure. Like he looks the same size as a sort of Sentinel type sort of size.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah.
Ben's asking what the HasLab could be. Giant Man would be great. I'd like to see a really nice HasLab of the original lineup of the Avengers. That would be cool.
So they did do a reveal of a box with a Giant Man on. So
Right.
that could be the HasLab. So
Very cool.
okay. If we move to the next slide. So this I am looking forward to. And I know Luke really wants this one as well. We've got traditional. I've got the VHS X-Men, like VHS X-Men, and I think they look so amazing. These '90s version like characters. So there's Doc Ock, and then yeah,
I
You had
genuinely
to throw
think
in an
I'm
Aunt
the,
May.
Yeah.
I genuinely think I'm the only person that bought this because I want Aunt May. So
You're
many
gonna
others-
see so many of them up online. Like nobody
I know,
wants it.
I know.
Yeah, like you
The
may as
thing
well just wait.
The Doctor Octopus is fantastic because it's got the bend.
I want the Ock, but
Tentacle.
they're strategic here. They're like, let's get Aunt May out, and people have to buy it if they want the Doc Ock.
Yeah.
You know, it's
So
frustrating
they
thing
did-
about these two packs.
They already did a combo with Spider-Man and Carnage, a VHS set, and then this is the second one with Doc Ock and Aunt May.
Yeah.
I think though people are neglecting the potential here as well because the Aunt May is still the classic female body sculpt. So if you take that jacket off of her as well as the head sculpt and replace it with another character, you've got another female body that you can use to create new figures. So much like with the Gwen Stacy, they gave you the spare MJ head. You're
Yeah.
going to now have another body to use. So I think there's a lot of kit bash potential with it if you're unhappy and don't want an Aunt May. Me personally, I want Aunt May.
Yeah.
How much do
Definitely.
these sets run for?
I do not know.
In
myself.
and around like 70.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't that. It wasn't that high. No, it
Well,
was.
don't
like
think-
just going off of my my Spider-Man Mr. Negative one, that one was about 75. So
I
The
think it
Venom one
was.
was
I think it was
80.
around 50. I think it was
So-
50,
so my-
55.
My X-Men individual VHS, they were 35, but some have already gone up in value. So like they're already a lot higher price. So a double set like this, I think it's around 65. Yeah.
I can't imagine many people rushing out to buy Aunt May.
they just want the Doc Ock. That's all.
Doc
They
Ock,
just-
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Phil's saying 53.99 plus.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad. So this one is the one everyone's complaining about. So this is the new Guardians Galaxy for Guardians Galaxy 3. And can you guess what is the BAMF out of this set?
It's Cosmo.
The Cosmo.
It's the
Yeah,
Cosmo.
yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
And that's what's so ridiculous. So we're paying like nearly 35 for a figure, and you're getting a Cosmo.
like Cosmo should come with Rocket.
Rocket, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it should be a like you don't even need it doesn't even need to be a 2-pack. It's just a regular box would fit.
Even Rocket by himself is effectively an accessory. Like if you're looking at it from a size point of view and everything else, Rocket should have been an accessory with Groot, let alone.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got a Hot Toys rocket on the way.
Have you?
I forgot to mention that.
How
Yeah,
how
I was
small
tempted
is
to, I was
it?
tempted to get one myself.
Yeah.
So
He's
the
very
thing
small,
is,
but he goes with another
Uh,
figure I bought. So
Something I will say about this is I can't remember what the show. It might have been Worst Figure of the Year or something, and I put a Chris Pratt Thor figure, And this head sculpt looks really good. Like this is the first time
Yeah.
I think Hasbro has really actually
It does.
nailed Chris Pratt's
Yeah.
likeness.
Yeah.
Um,
They are better with the head sculpts now, Hasbro.
Yeah.
The,
yeah. Only thing is, it doesn't come with a helmet. Like they're not showing him in the helmet, which makes me think maybe it's like a more comic book styled
Well,
helmet.
we've already got the
this movie.
helmet version. That's my only question with this one is, will it sell very well, or will it be? I think this is a set that's going to stay on the shelves. I really
Why?
do, because we've already had a Guardians of the Galaxy line with Guardians Galaxy.
Yeah, but these are the costumes are going to be
These
wearing them in
costumes, we've wanted these costumes for a long time.
These are the
True,
classic
true.
Guardians costumes.
Yeah.
The only thing is like, because I'm very much a comic book figure collector, not a MCU. So for me, these costumes look fantastic, but I'd want to be literally buying them just for the bodies and swapping the heads over.
Yeah, for a comic book style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
agree.
I think they are bringing what's the Kragnan's got the fin, the original guy with the fin, the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yondu.
Yondu. They're bringing the original Yondu out, so in this sort of with that outfit, which will look really cool. So
I wonder why are they doing that? He's dead.
no, well, not it's not Yondu. It's from the original comic book. He's completely
Oh, the original Guardians. figures.
original.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's in a loincloth because he's a
Yeah.
Okay.
Tribes.
Interesting.
Okay. I think was it Andy who mentioned this when I spoke about the Dungeons and Dragons figures. This is the Owl Beast that's coming along with it.
Yeah.
So
This looks great, and I have no interest in it being Dungeons and Dragons. I just love monster figures. Like
Yeah,
the same
great
for
creatures line.
Ursa Major for the Marvel Legends line. I love getting a monster figure. So yeah, I would love to pick this up.
This has got me really excited, the movie, because it's getting great press screenings have come back very positive. And I was just saying to James earlier on, remember last show, guys, I showed some original Dungeons and Dragons figures from the cartoon.
Yep.
There's a video gone online today, and I don't know whether it's a fake or if it's a real thing, but it's a kind of a keep an eye on this particular scene because it's a blink and you'll miss it cameo. But when the main character, as Chris, is on screen, you see actors playing those original Dungeons and Dragons characters in the background, getting the weapons and things out of a lot. I mean, I will lose my shit in the cinema if they're on screen.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I will probably pick up a couple of these, and this figure I do really like. So yeah.
Do we know the price point on this?
Yeah, again, I haven't written down price points. I need to start writing price points down. I would say it would be around the £40-50 mark. I would say. Knowing Hasbro. So,
good stuff.
Next slide. So onto the Black Series. This one I'm not happy about because I've already got these two figures. So what I don't like what Hasbro do, and they said they would stop it, and yet they've still. This is what we call carbonized, figurized. So they've obviously these two in the Black Series have sold the most and really done really well. So they thought, oh bugger it, I'll put them together in a box and then call it the carbonized set. And the carbonized set is such a really bad idea from Hasbro, I think, and it's just another way of them selling, and it's not. Yeah, the way they've done it.
It's no more egregious, I think, than like comic book variant covers, though. You know, I have a Mando, like original Mando carbonized, you know, and I liked the idea of it at the time. I think it's gone, it's blown up a little bit, and I'm like, I wouldn't get another one, you know.
No,
I don't think it's like the worst thing.
I just don't like how they do these carbonized sets. It doesn't work with the other set lines, if you know what I mean, because I'm collecting all the colors and everything, and these carbonized sets are just another way for them to just get more figures out and more sales. So, yeah, I'm not happy about it. So yeah. Masters of the Universe. I thought I put this one in for you, Peter. I don't know a lot of the characters' names, so you're going to help me out here.
I'm not. I know a few of them. Roboto, Sorceress.
We've got the Sorceress in the middle, yeah.
Tongue Lash, I think he was called or something. Skeletor. I don't know who the hog face thing is.
That's Pigman from the Sunman. The spin-off that they did with the Sunman stuff.
Yeah.
But not all of these are Origins, are they? Some of these are Masterverse.
Yes, yeah.
So the Sorceress and the Shadow Weaver in particular.
If you go to the
are
next slide,
Masterverse.
it will tell us, I think, on the boxes. So we've got Tongue Lasher, there we go, Snake Armor, Skeletor, Roboto, and Hypno. So yeah.
Roboto is one of my favorites. I would love a Mondo Roboto.
I'm
Okay.
sure they'll do one.
That'll be a
Arigato,
must buy straight away.
Mr. Roboto Domo.
Very, very cool figure. Very cool figure.
And yeah, these are
Pig
obviously
head. I
Pig
see.
head.
Luke, I'll maybe have to do a show with you at some point. Luke, Sunman, I think, has missed me completely. I don't remember Sunman at all.
So Sunman, it's interesting how it all came about. So a woman wanted to make a figure more in line with her child's ethnic background. So she basically took a He-Man figure and basically converted it, made a custom.
Right.
And basically they liked the idea so much that they created it as a line. So it was a very
Right.
small line, but they created it. It was kind of like a little off to the side kind of thing, not part of Masters of the Universe itself. However, over the years, it's been adopted in as a Masters of the Universe range. And so it's great to see Mattel bringing it back.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
just for that alone.
Have any characters from that crossed over into like the other media, like Masterverse?
Not that
cartoons or-
I know of. I only found out about it more recently, to be honest. Like I'm
Okay.
sitting here claiming that I know it all, but I don't. It's very. I found out about it when the figures came out. But no, for the Origin stuff, I've been picking up for my son, and the Masterverse I've been picking up for me. I did recently put out a video with a bit of concern if whether or not we're going to get more of these.
By the time they've gotten to these, you can see they've just given up. Do you know what I mean? What
I
are we
don't
going to
know.
call
I
this
think
character? Oh, Pighead.
That
You know what I mean?
Pighead, right? I'm a big fan of the movie Willow with Warwick
Oh,
Davis.
yeah, I love Willow.
And that Pighead just looks like something straight out of that. You know, if you were going to do a repaint with the sculpt, I think that could really work. But then I like doing my customs.
Yeah. Very cool. I like the Sorceress figure.
On to DC Universe, Todd McFarlane. So these are obviously coming out for the new Flash movie. So you've got your Batman, Michael Keaton, and then the Flash. I don't know if they articulate very much.
No,
though.
these are just statues, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Michael Keaton looks too shiny, I think.
I was just about to say that, James. Is this
Is
the
it
look
all
you're going to
black?
get? You think? Because I don't like this shiny kind of batsuit.
I'm sure it'll look better in the movie.
Yeah.
I'd have
It's
to say
just
these are
shiny.
not the best DC Universe figures I've seen. You know,
Quite like that Flash, mind. Quite like
Yeah.
that Flash statue. It's just I would have to burn it.
And then you added these in for me, Peter. Well, I had them in as well, and it got announced that Toymate are making the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem figures, which I'm really looking forward to getting. I think.
Yeah.
I
They
think
look good. They look very cool.
Yeah, I think they will look cool. And watching the trailer, I think we all were like, "Oh, this looks really new and a bit different," and we're all looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I added these in. This is from Hire. So they've announced this is from your Monsterverse, because they've already brought out a Godzilla versus King Kong versus Godzilla. So they wanted to bring the same even though it's been out a long time now. It's Godzilla King of Monsters. That version, the film. So you've got Ghidorah, and then they're bringing out Godzilla, which I think look pretty cool.
I love that Godzilla. That's a tremendous looking figure, and I like the Ghidorah. But
how do they scale together?
Well, that's not what I was going to say, James. What I was going to say is
Yeah.
I don't like those stands kind of propping up these wings. They look a bit weird.
I think they look quite heavy wings, don't they? Yeah. So
No, but it just looks a bit odd.
it does look a bit odd, yeah. So
It's just a base option. I think you could find better ways to balance it.
Yeah.
possibly,
But
yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I like them. Okay, thank you very much, Simon. That was really Simon. You did very well there, mate. Well done. Very impressed. That sounded slightly patronising, didn't it?
It did a bit.
But yeah, but I mean to be fair, Simon. You know what I mean? Yeah, very good, very impressive. So, guys, thank you very much for talking toys with it tonight and games. It was really interesting stuff. Just to mention, like I said, next Tuesday we're going to be talking Batman villains. So a couple of our picking our top 3 Batman villains. We'll be doing that with Efren. Can't wait for that. That's going to be interesting. I haven't picked mine yet. James, have you picked yours?
No, are we all saying Joker's off the table? I assume
Joker's off the table, yeah. So
Awesome.
it's going to be an interesting one. So please do join me for that one.
Is there any space for it? Can I join or?
I'm not sure yet, Simon. I'll have to have. I don't want
no.
too many on that stream, because it goes on for hours. So we'll have a look. But yeah, looking forward to that one. So that should be really, really interesting. And thank you very much to everybody that's been in the chat. We've had lots and lots of interaction tonight, so thank you for that. Thank you for everybody that stayed with me. My panel, thank you very much as ever, guys. Always appreciate you coming on. Please do join me on Wednesday over on James T. Keegan's channel for our Last of Us finale, which I'm really looking forward to. I think there's going to be lots to unpick on that one, so that's going to be a good fun one. And with that, we will call it a night, ladies and gents. So, thank you very much for joining, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.